What's going on? Welcome to the channel, Dream It, Make It. My name is TJ, and today we're gonna be facing off the Oklahoma Joe's Longhorn versus the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco on who produces a better pork butt. Now I can tell you right now, both of these produce amazing pork butts. They are incredible. However, there are some differences, and we are going to talk about those differences at the very end. You're probably looking at these wondering why in the world they're skinny and thin and long, and that is because I'm making a separate video on how to double the bark on your pork butt. And so check that one out. It's gonna be a pretty sweet video. Check that one out. You don't want to miss that one. But that's why they look like this. Butterflied them open. Got plenty of space, surface area now to get the seasoning on, to get on the smoker. So, I'm not gonna teach you how to smoke a pork butt, but I'm going to just kind of run through this with you on how I'm running the pits, how I season it, and what it tastes like. So let's go ahead and jump into this cook. All right, so we're gonna take the salt, pepper, garlic blend from Spiceology, and gonna go ahead and get these butts seasoned up. Same thing on this smoker. We are going to scrunch it up, shut her down. All right, so we got the pork butts on the Bronco and we got the pork butt on the Oklahoma Joe Longhorn. Now we just let these suckers roll in the smoke. I am smoking with pecan in both the Bronco and the Longhorn, so that way we can keep the same profile as far as smoke flavor goes on each. Now I am running splits only in the Longhorn. I started it up with some charcoal. Those have completely burned down now, and it is to the point where it's just splits, so it's splits only. This is gonna be running with, of course, charcoal and pecan chunks. I use pretty small I've used pretty small pecan chunks, and that is so that it doesn't get too dirty. We don't want that smoke to be too dirty. And I've only put about 4 in there, 2 on each side. You know, if you divide that in half with the bar that you hold it up from, 2 on each side and 1 directly over right where I started it. And it's burning really clean, and so is the offset. These are gonna run really, really well. I will check back with you throughout this cook. All right, I'm back. It's another day, change of clothes, smokers are all put up and away, and the pork butts are done. I've got both of them sitting here. I've got the Longhorn over here and the Bronco over here, and we're gonna take a look at these here in just a second. Sorry, my napkins are blowing all over the place. Let me wrap these up. Like I said, the Longhorn over here, the Bronco's over here. I haven't looked at these since I wrapped them, which was last night, pretty late. I wrapped when the internal temp hit 165, and that was for a couple reasons. The bark was looking pretty good. I was pretty happy with the bark. It wasn't where I would have loved it to be, but because it was so late, it was like 1:30 in the morning, 1:30ish in the morning when I wrapped. I was ready to go to bed, and so I wrapped them, and I cheated. Because they were in foil, I just went ahead and put them in the oven. I set the oven to 225 degrees, and I went to sleep. And woke up at 7 this morning. I then checked the temperatures of the brisket, probed the brisket, and it was probing very nicely. It wasn't to the perfectly done shreddable temp. It was like right there. The internal temps on both of them, they were actually reading right about the same, and they were ranging, you know, across the, if I said briskets, felt like I said brisket. we are dealing with pork butts if I said brisket. And they were ranging from like 195, 198, somewhere in there. And so I went ahead and I turned the oven down all the way to 170. And then I got ready, went to work. I worked all day, came home, and now we are looking at about a 10-hour rest on these briskets. See, I did say brisket. On these pork butts. It's because they look like a brisket on these pork butts. So let's get them in, let's get them open, and let's look at them. Okay, so looking at them, like I said, the Longhorn is darker in color opposed to the Bronco, and other than that, they feel the same. The fat feels really good, nice and rendered. But moment of truth, really where it's at is the taste test. That's the Longhorn. And so far, that is absolutely amazing. Wow, that's good. Okay, let's get that covered up. Now, for the Bronco. So here is what I'm thinking. The Bronco is incredible. Really, really good. Tastes great. Believe it or not, because of the way that I smoke things on the Bronco, and I'm gonna be coming out with a video very soon breaking down the step-by-step processes of smoking on the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco and how to get good, clean smoke flavor. This is very good clean smoke flavor. Again, the flavorings there, it's moist, tastes great, all the above. This right here, fantastic. The Longhorn though, it is just a different style of smoke. You just cannot get that offset flavoring. That offset flavoring and the way that the smoke comes across the meat and penetrates the meat, it's just next level barbecue. It really is. I love drum smokers, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love drum smokers. Let me cover this up. They do an incredible job and put out crazy good barbecue. But when it comes to smoke flavor and the quality of smoke flavor and the amount, in fact, the Longhorn, its smoke flavor is more pronounced, which I used to not think would be the case. I figured the Bronco would be. And that's probably because the way I do not let the Bronco get a bunch of chunks in there to where it just runs dirty. I don't want a dirty, bitter smoke. And if you're not careful and you put too many wood chunks, you're gonna get that on the Bronco. And so I found the balance of where good smoke flavor, that's not too dirty, it's just perfect. About 4 smaller chunks across the basket works perfectly. But again, both of these are incredible. They taste amazing, and at the end of the day, the family's gonna be super happy with it. Your friends are gonna be super happy with it. Now, if you liked this video and you found it helpful, go ahead and hit the like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell. That'll let you know when I put out new videos, which I've got several coming really, really soon. Thanks for joining me again. Hit the like, subscribe, and get outside and make some crazy good barbecue.